if we look at the world's best players, the players that hit the ball the longest, and if you watch interviews with them and, you know, they're asked, where do you get all of their power from? The one answer that always comes up is they say, I just use the ground more effectively than your average golfer. So I want to talk about that notion and show you how you can use it to generate a little bit more power. The way that we'll start with it is if I was setting up to a driver, and you watch your average golfer who leaks or uses a lot of energy up, is they would move away from the golf ball, and because that golf ball is there and they want to hit it as hard as possible, they tend to use a lot of energy, a lot of power from up top, and you invariably see this sort of movement onto the toes. So this usage of energy using the ground has to come from the ground up. All of that power that I've just done there has come from the upper body, and if anything, my weight has moved onto my toes. Think about throwing a ball and trying to hit this ball or throw this ball as far as possible. If I wanted to get real power through my arms, I would wind up to the top, and as I come down, I would really push into the ground, and that would allow me to launch it. You look at a basketball player, they use the ground and then they push up and they jump. In order to jump, you need to push down into the ground to move up, and it's exactly the same thing over here. So we've seen what the upper body does, that gets me towards my toes. So if I want to use the ground, where I'm going to feel that a little bit more is in the heels of my feet. So if I go over here and I do this nice and slowly for you, wind up to the top, I can still feel my feet interacting with the ground. Once I get to the top and I can feel that interaction over here, I push up, and you can see that when I come through, I can feel the majority of my weight on my heel over here, and that means that I have really used that ground. So let's go one more, and that I'd encourage you, if you can, have a couple of practice swings, wind up, push into the ground, and you can see that pushing up gets my hips to rotate. I don't have to, you know, mentally think of my hips doing the work. If I use the ground, there's my hip rotation taken care of. So there's a couple of things in there that you can get from this, but the main thing is from the top of the backswing, use the ground, and that is going to give you maximum energy through that golf club.